Hello children, now we are on the 10th question and please, this is in front of you. Please read this question. It says that consider the number 4 to the power n where n is a natural number and check whether there is any value of n for which 4 to the power n ends with a digit 0. Now, when we attempt this question, you have to make sure that you know what is fundamental theory of arithmetic, which we have already discussed, okay, in the 9th question. So, refer to the 9th question if you want to understand what is fundamental theory of arithmetic. Now, when someone is saying 4 to the power n, please understand children, if I prime factorize this 4 to the power n, what do I get? I get is equal to 2 square whole to the power n. What does that mean? That means that it has the prime factor 2 into 2. Okay. So whatever may be the power of n, the prime factors will always consist of 2's. Now if you want this number to end with 0, you need to have 2 and 5, because you can see that 2 into 5 is 10. So if you have 2 as a prime factor and 5 as a prime factor, 1, 2 and 1, 5, they multiply to give a number 10. So a number ending with 0, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever, it will be possible only if, for example, if I give you 30, what is 30? 30 is what? 2 into 3 into 5. So you can see that 2 and 5, there are what? 2, this one pair produces 10. 2 into 5 is 10. And 10 multiplied by 3 gives you 30. Okay. So similarly, in order to get a 0 or 2 zeros or 3 zeros at the end, we need one pair of 2 and 5. So if you have one pair of 2 and 5 as a prime factor, then only you will get a number where it ends with a 0. Now if you look at this example 4 to the power n, what is wrong with this example? This particular case has only 2 as the prime factors. It doesn't have any other number as the prime factor. It is only 2. It will always consist of 2. But we know for getting 0 we need another factor 5. And 5 is not available for any number, any value of n. This is not possible that you will get 5, because if you keep on increasing the power from 1 to, because n is a natural number, you can read the question, says n is a natural number. So it will keep on increasing. No, the power of 2 will keep on increasing, but for any power of n, you will never get 5 as a prime factor. So unless you got 5 as a prime factor, you will never end with a 0. Right, children? So you have to write in this case that for any value of n, where n is a natural number, it won't have 5 as a prime factor, but it has 2 as a prime factor, but it won't have 5 as a prime factor. So any number ending with 0 is possible if it has both 2 and 5 as a prime factor. If it is only 5, not possible. If it is only 2, still not possible. Okay, both should be available. That's how it will have 0 at the end. So you won't get 0 at the unit place. So if I'm explaining this, I'll explain a very nice concept to you along with this. What is it? I'll give an example. For example, this is a fraction 1 by say 4. Okay, so will it be terminating? Now I'm sure you have learnt about terminating and non-terminating decimal in your 9th grade. So will it be terminating? How do you know? You'll say, okay sir, why don't you divide it? Okay, I'll divide it and I'll do this 0 point, then 0, 4 2 ja 8, then what? 20, 4 5 ja 20. So do you think always you have to divide it to know whether something is terminating or not? No, we don't need. There is a way out. And also you can find out the number of place of decimal it will have. I'll tell you this, how to do that. What you do is, you prime factorize the denominator. Okay, so 1 by 4 can be written as 1 by 2 into 2, or is equal to 1 by 2 square. Now please understand children, the power of 2 is 2. So if in the denominator you have only 2 to the power n, means any natural number, okay, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, only 2's as prime factor, or only 5 as prime factor, or product of 2 and 5 as prime factor are there in the simplest form, then only it is going to be a terminating decimal. So with an example I can tell you that if someone gives you 1 by 30, will it be a terminating decimal or a non-terminating decimal? It's very easy. First you have to check whether it is in the lowest form or not. It is in the lowest form, right? You cannot further cancel it or bring it to lower terms. So it will be 1 by 2 times 3 times 5, right? So in the prime factorization, do you see that not only 2 and 5, but you have got 3 also as the prime factor. So if you have got anything beyond 2 and 5 as a prime factor in the denominator, it will never be a terminating decimal. So this will be a non-terminating decimal, right children? So this is what it is going to be. This is how you decide whether something is terminating or non-terminating. Okay, so if I write 1 over 625, so what is it? If you prime factorize it, it is 1 by 5 to the power 4. Okay, so if it is 5 to the power 4, what is the power of 4? What is the power of 5? Power of 5 is 4. So that means if you write it in decimal form, it will terminate after 4 decimal places, right? Okay, we can try one more thing. Let us try this. I'll write this one. For example, 1 by say 50. So that is equal to 1 by how much? 2 into 5 square. How many places of decimal you will have in this case? Because we have first mixture of 2 and 5s only. Will it be a terminating decimal? Yes, it is going to be a terminating decimal. Because why? Because we don't have any other prime factors except 2 and 5. The next thing, that after how many places will it terminate? That is the question you should ask. So what is the power of 2? Here 1. What is the power of 5? It is 2. Now the question is, without actual calculating, is it possible to know after how many places will it terminate? Think about it. What is 1 by 50? It is what? 2 over 100. So after 2 places it will terminate. So even if the power of 2 is 1 and power of 5 is 2, it will terminate after how much? 2 places of decimal. Okay, so have you understood one thing? You have to check the powers of 2 and 5. Okay, if 5 is all alone, here 5 is all alone, so whatever is the power of 5, whichever is alone, whatever is the power, that will be the number of places after which a number will terminate. If there are combination of 2 and 5s only, will it terminate? Yes, it will be a terminating decimal. But remember that out of 2 and 5, which one has the higher power? That power itself will indicate, or that gives the number of places of decimal after which it will terminate. So what is the power of 5 here? It is 2. So how many places of decimal after which it will terminate? It will terminate after 2 places of decimal. More examples for you. Okay, let's do this. 1 by 2 to the power 7 into 5 to the power 2. So after how many places? Okay, is it terminating or not? Let's guess that one. It will be terminating. Why? Because the denominator, first of all, it is in the lowest terms, and the denominator consists of what? It consists of the prime factors 2's and 5's only. There are no other prime factors. Okay, and how many, after how many places it will terminate? So you have to get the what? Power of this. What is the power of 2? It is 7. 7 is the power of 2. And what is the power of 5? It is 2. So out of these two powers, which one is more? 7 is more. So it will terminate after 7 places of decimal. Is that clear, children? So if both are same, like 2, the power of 2 is 2, or 7, and the power of 5 is 7, still it will terminate after 7 places of decimal. Even if they are equal, so that value will be there. So if it becomes, suppose 2 to the power 7 and 5 to the power 8, so the power of 5 becomes more. So which one is the more? That will be the number of places it will terminate. Okay, children. So this one comes for like 1 marker question, where they ask you that without actual division, find out whether it is terminating or not, and after how many places will it terminate. So now what you have to do is in this, that in case they give you a fraction, for example, I'm just giving you a simple example. If it is given like 7 over 70, will it be a terminating or non-terminating decimal? So the first thing that children will do, that they will prime factor 7 and they will write 7 into 2 into 5. Since the denominator consists of 7, which is not 2 or 5, so it will be a non-terminating decimal. You are wrong. This is not correct. Okay, children. Why? Because the first step is to see whether this is terminating or not. If it is a terminate, first of all you have to bring it into the lowest terms. If you bring it to the lowest terms, then you check. So if you bring it to the lowest term, 7 1s is 7, 7 10s is 70. Now it becomes 1 over 10, and 1 over 10 consists of, the denominator now is 2 into 5. It consists of only 2's and 5's. But definitely it is a what? Terminating decimal. So please, children, be careful when you get this question. First bring everything to lowest terms, then check the denominator. That is the key rule. Fine. So please write down these rules, whatever I am saying. Pause your video. That is the best feature you have right now, is that whatever I am saying, you can pause it, write it down in your notebook. All those things that I am talking about, they are very important, and you can easily handle these kind of questions if you know the basic rules. Right, children? So that is all with this question, and these are the different applications of this particular question. Okay, so that brings us to end of this particular question.